to the Daily Spell, everyone. This is Reverend Mary Hawk, and I have my special guest, Sir Bryan Ellicott, here.
Hi.
And we are here to talk about tarot. We'll be happy to take your questions in the chat room. So please go ahead and post your questions. And we're ready to talk to you. And how are you doing tonight, Sir Bryan?
Pretty good. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for joining me again.
Yeah, 2 Thursdays the past couple weeks. This is fun.
Yes. And hi, Samantha. Thank you. Good to see you. We're battening down the hatches here in Middle Tennessee. We're expecting high wind storms. They actually said to take in anything you don't want to see fly.
Alrighty then. Bring in your potted plants.
Yeah, so my sister and I were grabbing the lawn chairs, the grandkids' bikes. Thank you, Caredware. We appreciate it. Good to hear from you.
No exciting weather
Chuck,
here in New York City.
what's going on in New York City?
We had snow finally for the first time this year earlier in the week, and other than that, it's pretty quiet.
Hi, Michael. Nice to hear from you in Tallahassee. You have not had snow at all yet this year in New York.
Just
Wow.
earlier this week was the first time.
I was just speaking with a friend who lives in St. Paul, Minneapolis, before we got on. And he was talking about this was the fourth snowiest winter on record. And hi, Jenna. Thanks for dropping by. And we've got a question from Kathy. Would appreciate her dog has CHF, which is now controlled, but he's got a few side effects. Would appreciate divination of what the next few weeks look like for him. All right. And hello, Samantha in Tacoma. And it's 80 degrees where Michael is, and it's 59 where I am, and my computer screen ominously in the corner says rain is coming.
Got 40 here in New York.
I'm picturing that in Jon Snow's voice. Okay, Bryan, do you want to go first or do you want me to?
I will let you go first as the host.
All right, so the first card I've got is the universe. And this, which really represents coming to a full circle in this case. Then we have the Six of Cups. I'm going to figure out how to make this work with my background. Here we go. Stick it in front of my face. The Six of Cups is talking about working together. And finally, we've got the King of Cups. And the cups are about our emotions. And the king is about the element of earth. So taking all together, the universe is talking about coming to an end of a cycle. We're talking about working together as a family. Uh, but I'm thinking you're going to see these things coming to an end with your dog. And I don't mean seeing your dog's life coming to an end either. That's not what I'm reading here. What I'm seeing is I think the side effects are going to come to an end, but there's something you need to be doing to helping your dog with the side effects, is how I'm reading this. Go ahead, Brian.
So I pulled the Ace of Cups first, followed by the Six of Cups and the Star. So I see on my end, this is a good time for you and your dog to rebuild your relationship, spend more time together. And really, I see a sense of hope. The worst seems behind you for now, and just to be thankful for you have that companionship with your fur baby. Ain't that right, Elvis?
Where is Elvis?
She's next to me on the couch. She has assumed the position.
Mm-hmm. Hella is guarding my back. She's laying in the floor behind.
Don't. Alright. And by the way, I'm using the Next World Tarot this evening.
And I am using the Infinite Tarot this evening. Moon is making a lot of energy. Yes, the lunar energy can overstimulate you. I'm glad to hear you're working closely with the vet, Kathy, and all the best to your fur baby. And yes, everyone stay safe. There is a lot of weather moving across the country with cold and snow up north and rain and wind further south. And Michael says his 5 cats are running around like crazy outside.
Hmm.
That sounds like a catly thing to do.
Elvis does that at 2 a.m.
Okay. Oh,
Yes,
I'm glad you
Samantha?
like my background. Thank you. And Samantha has a back question. What's your question, Samantha? And while we're waiting on Samantha to post her question, I would like to remind everyone that we are running a Kickstarter to uh, fund Pagan World TV for our second season. We have great perks. I've just put it up below us. Please go to witchstarter.com. We have a ticket to the Pagan Expo, which will be broadcast live August 19th from the right after the Parliament of World's Religion. We have swag bags with Pagan World swag, including a t-shirt and a coffee cup. And all right, Samantha, if you've got a question about energy, go ahead and post it. We'll be happy to answer. And hi, Sovereign Heather. You're not going to see the comments of others. We are broadcasting to 2 YouTube channels, several Facebook pages, and Twitch. So if no one else is commenting on the exact Facebook page you're commenting on, then you will not see comments. Post that's why we read them.
Do you
Okay, Michael, there's plenty of room here, but thank you for dropping by.
have fun on the TikToks?
Yes,
Do you wanna just pull some cards while we wait? Just for funsies?
we can just pull some cards for funsies. I got a question you can pull for me. As
Alright.
you know, I'm one of the coordinators for Nashville Pagan Pride Day. We just applied to have a float in the Gay Pride Parade in June. Can you
Woohoo!
pull a couple of cards around the outcome of our request?
That I can. Haha! Okay. Thank you, universe. Woohoo! I pulled the King of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Wands.
All
So
kinds of wands.
I would say you will be successful in your venture, victorious, especially. And this year, obviously in Tennessee, there will be to be a lot of resilience and voices to be made.
Absolutely. Well, that's why we decided we were going to put out the money for an entry. That we needed to make it clear that Pagan Pride Day stands with our LGBTQ siblings.
Well, thank you so
And
much
on
for
to
that.
you are welcome, my dear. And Samantha says she did a healing spell last night, used her wand in her right hand, and I felt heat from my hand when I cast the healing. Are you right-handed, Samantha? In general, since something like 80% of the population is, I'm going to say you probably are. Okay.
I would
If
say
you
even with
are
your ambidexterity, is if you are using your right hand, is your right hand your dominant magical hand, not your dominant um because that will signal that you are doing the necessary healing on that side of your body or that side of your brain.
that yeah, that's what I was getting at.
No
It
worries.
should be a sign of energy being released. You built up a lot of energy, you let it go, and you felt a physical reaction. And as Jean posted, power released.
All right, Mary,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
All righty.
Obviously, this weekend is an important weekend, as you know. Um, will my adventure be successful, or will I have to worry about the man?
All righty. And I am going to make an announcement about our swag bags. I got a little distracted before I got there.
You did announce
Along with sorted stickers, bumper stickers, bookmarks, and the possibility of a Pagan World TV coffee cup, t-shirt, or both. We are also going to include a special tarot card. Last year, Reverend Don Lewis offered a Kickstarter for the Infinite Tarot. One of the options was to have yourself drawn as a tarot card, and I chose that option. So we are including the Queen of Swords, me drawn as the Queen of Swords.
That's cool.
We have 100 of these cards that will be going out in the first 100 swag bags. So go ahead and get your swag bag because we only have 100 of these.
Somebody go get me a swag bag.
And then
I will pull for Sovereign while you're pulling.
well, I can go ahead and pull for you.
Right?
And then I can pull for Heather, Sovereign Heather.
Okay.
And let's see here. So what is going to happen to Bryan as he stands up for injustice this weekend?
Listen.
We have the Six of Wands, which we see the King and Queen ruling together. Six is around cooperation. We have the Hierophant representing male religious authority. We have the High Priestess representing female religious authority. And the Hierophant and the High Priestess are all both talk about working from your higher self. You're doing what you're called to do. I see a favorable outcome for you.
Thank you much. Sovereign Heather, for you, I pulled the Four of Pentacles, the Devil, the Two of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. So I would say that you are where you need to be. There will be some difficult choices to be made, but all in all, a positive outcome and many happy connections to follow.
Okay. And I pull Strength. I have pulled the Seven of Wands. And I have pulled the Prince of Wands. So I see with Strength again that there are some obstacles. You have the ability to overcome them. You have what you need to overcome them. But how do I? You have what you need to overcome them as long as you do not doubt yourself. With the Seven of Wands, the seven often represents a time where you need some introspection. I'm a numerologist, so I deal with the can't even talk about my own field, the numerological meaning of numbers. So, you need to take some time to meditate and consider what you're doing. But with the Prince of Wands, you are looking at Um, good energy around your endeavors.
Good deal.
Okay, I'm going to scroll back up right quick and see if I've missed anyone. I don't think I have.
You're
And
welcome.
hi, Ed. I'll mention the Kickstarter. We're also offering consultations with various people. Hey, Mike, good to see you, my friend.
Consultations. Tell me about those consultations, man.
Yes. A consultation will get you a chance of a consultation with different people associated with Pagan World TV. Uh, there is a Atalanta Moonfire who is offering 30-minute bone readings, and I will add her bone readings are incredible. I had one done by her, and she just told me so much. Gail Tracy Mull is offering, she does tarot and personal coaching. Uh, and Phoenix William Coffin is offering his readings, and he does tarot as well as just divine messages. Fluffy has offered to do tarot or energy healing or messages from the Akashic Records. And Sared is offering tarot, business consultations, uh, personal power consultations. I am offering either tarot or a short numerology chart. So please check us out at witchstarter.com. Hello, Donna. Hello, Julia. Thank you for joining us.
If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. The more
Yes,
questions
please
you
drop.
ask, the longer we stay.
Yes, absolutely. So please check us out at witchstarter.com. We do need your support to continue improving for our second season. And Bryan and I will both be launching shows for our second season, actually.
I'm excited.
I am too.
Motivating the
So,
masses before the parliament.
yes. So, does anyone else have a question for us tonight? And I will, if you missed it last night, I'll also add that Lord Don Lewis is home from the hospital. He did make a short live announcement last night. He's looking so much better, sounding better, and we are so grateful he is home.
Definitely. And tomorrow, if I remember correctly, he'll be sharing with us some of his story, I believe, for tomorrow's Daily Stuff.
Yes, he is. Go right ahead, Kathy. You're not being selfish.
Julia has one.
Always good to see you, Jean.
Julia Price says, "Can you pull some cards asking will I be a good tarot reader?"
Okay. We can. All right. Now we've got like 3 coming. Okay. So, Julia first. Will you be a good tarot reader? Well, yes, if you work at it. I don't even have to pull a
I
card
was
for
gonna say,
that.
if you practice and flex your intuitive muscles like any sort of workout, anyone can become a good tarot reader. I wouldn't really pull cards for that.
I know. I would just say the same thing I advise anyone is to start out every day, either morning or evening, pull a certain number of cards. I usually do 3, that's me, asking the cards, what is my day going to be like? And just take note of the answers you're getting.
Hmm.
But I'll pull 3 for you. So my first one is the 2 of Pentacles. And the 2 of Pentacles is talking about pentacles are around our money. The 2 is around cooperation. Then we have the Prince of Wands. Wands are about fire, intuition. And then we have the 2 of Lamps. Lamps is the spiritual suit in this deck. And again, 2s are about cooperation. So I'm going to say that perhaps there's some sort of cooperation here that will help you grow. Perhaps there is someone you know who could mentor you as a reader. But, and yes, it is all about your intuition and your passion for doing it as well.
I've pulled some.
Okay.
The Eight of Cups. I pulled Death and the King of Pentacles. So I would say, Julia, there will be a lot of abandoning old thinking and old dogmas that you used to believe, and using that this as a time of rebirth and relearning of material while you're learning just not just the tarot, but the entire intuition process is going to be a rebirth for you. Um, and just being more secure in your thinking and in your practice as you go forward. And like Mary
Okay.
said, he does 3 cards a day. I pull a card in the evening, I pull a card in the morning. Um, that's me.
Okay, and then looks like next, Sovereign Heather is asking us um, about the private practice she started in her career and it is going so slowly. Will it pick up or should she do something else?
All right. Would you like me to go first, Mary?
You can. I'm still getting shuffled here.
No problem. I pulled the Queen of Wands, Suspension, which is the hanged one in this deck, and the Queen of Swords.
My card.
Yes. I would say that you shouldn't do something else, but like all new businesses, even in career paths that you've had for a while, it takes time to grow, and just some time to reflect on what you can do better and what actions you could take to help it grow further.
Mhm.
So my first card is the body. So what I'm getting from this card is your building. You've got your body. The next thing I have here is the Prince of Pentacles. Pentacles being around our money. And the Prince is representing the fiery aspect of Pentacles, which is about passion. You need the passion of what you're doing and the courage. And finally, we have the Empress, which is a very strong feminine energy, sometimes called, very sensual, but that is part of the feminine dynamic. It is taken together, I would say you are on the right path. You are building a business, which can take time. You need to continue to throw your passion and energy into it to continue to let it take off, is what I'm seeing here. And I hope that is helpful. Okay. I think our next question is for Kathy. Who has a question about a medication?
I am going to respectfully not pull for that one.
I am
My cards say take the advice of your doctor. I'm not going to pull for that one.
And I will have to agree with Brian. I do not give medical advice either. Donna asked, is there a direction you were going tonight? She likes to stay on point. No, on Thursday nights. This is Tarot Thursday, and we just take questions. And Michael would like a few cards.
Okay, Michael.
All righty. We can do that for you.
Michael got one of my favorite cards in this deck,
Ah,
which is going to
I'll let you go first. I'm
make me
still
want to tell a
stuffing.
little story about this deck. Got the Page of Cups, my favorite card in this deck besides my usual card, this is the Queen of Cups, which is depicted of a queer New Yorker who recently passed away, and the Three of Cups. So I would say, Michael, that things on the homestead are happy and joyful, and just keep doing what you're doing. Things are going pretty well, and you have a lot of happiness in your life right now. I pulled one more from the deck, and I got the Nine of Cups. So
Ooh,
much happiness and joy for Michael these days.
good for Mike.
So while you pull cards, I will talk about the deck real quick. This is the Next World Tarot, and it's drawn by someone who lived here in New York City in the East Village. So a lot of it is queer New York representation of all body types and people abilities and unabilities and things like that.
All right, the first card I have is the Princess of Lamps. Lamps represent spirituality. She represents spirituality affected by air, the element of learning, communication. So this relates to your studies. We have time. So time is on your mind. There is something you are working on and you're concerned about time. And then, oh my goodness, I have the Nine of Cups. You had the Nine of Cups.
I did.
You
So
got the Happy Family card twice, Michael.
there
So,
you go.
yes, things in your family life are going quite well. And spiritually, you are working on learning some things that I think you need to communicate. Perhaps it's time for you to start teaching.
Oh.
And Jean posted a question about, do you spend time with them? Yes, spend time with your cards. Even
Yeah.
if you don't have a query, spend time with your deck to get to know it.
Somebody's coming to say hi to us.
Oh goodness, is Elvis coming on
Oh,
camera?
kitty. Come on. To
You
the
are
show.
very welcome.
I would say, much like Mary, even if you don't have anything to pull for, I get quite a lot of joy just shuffling.
Shuffle them, look through the artwork, study the cards and what the symbols mean to you. And we have a question from Neka Neka, who wants to know if her relationship is going to be long term.
Alrighty. What you think, Elvis?
Well, I'm assuming Neka is female, but
Okay. Uh-huh. You know what they say when you pull a lot of wands in a relationship reading, right, Mary? So yeah. God, we got big DE for days. Here, I'm gonna shuffle it here.
You know, there's an obvious joke here I just won't make.
Obvious joke that I just won't make either, but that's what it is. And for those in the metaverse, feel free to make it for us.
Well, while you're shuffling, I'll go ahead. So the first card I get is the Ten of Cups,
Ooh.
representing a couple with a child. The next card I've gotten is the Lovers, which actually represents some choices that have to be made.
Yep,
And
yep.
then finally, I get the Queen of Cups, which represents Cups is the suit of water, and this is the queens represent water influencing the suit. So I think it's ultimately going to come down to your choice in the matter here
All right.
as to what happens with this relationship.
I got the Ten of Wands, Six of Wands, the Sun, the Three of Pentacles, and I pulled one more, the Eight of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing is a lot of fiery energy right now. So you all are having lots of fun and enjoying each other's company, hopefully in the sun. And I see you will make a good team of some sort, but I'm not seeing a romantic one. I'm seeing business and pleasure. No wedding bells.
Okay, and a Sovereign Heather, we have a Kickstarter for Pagan World TV, and we have the domain name witchstarter.com that points to it. So just go to just type witchstarter.com into any browser and that will take you to our Kickstarter. And Jean wants to know, is it okay to ask about someone else's fortune and family for relationships? And I don't usually read for someone else's fortune.
Yeah, so personally, when it comes to third party readings, I also don't read because I like to have, I have cards flying all over the place, but I like to have the other person's consent to pull cards for them first.
Right. Oh, my nephew Corey
Hello.
wants a couple of cards. Hello, awesome nephew.
Hello.
So, yes, Corey gets a couple of cards.
Are you Oprah?
Am I Oprah?
You get a card, and you get a card. You get a card.
And you get a card, and you get a card. Well, I can give out readings. I certainly can't give out cards.
All right. Seeing. All right, I'll go first since you're the auntie, and we'll let you take it home.
All right.
So I got the King of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the King of Cups. So there's a lot of something going on at home and a lot of action to be taken. Don't know quite sure what that is, but there you go. And I'm going to pull one more just because the I don't know is sort of intriguing to me.
Oh, yeah, it would be.
Oh. The Four of Cups, reevaluating. So we're doing lots at home and we're reevaluating. What are we reevaluating? I'll leave that up to Mary.
Okay. First card is Two of Lamps. Lamps is around your spirituality. Two is about cooperation. So, this is about working together with someone on your spiritual path. That spiritual nephew. Next, we've got the Three of Cups.
So more cups. There we go.
More cups. Threes around creativity, partnerships, working together. It's a card of good fortune as well in matters of the heart. And then finally, we've got the Six of Swords. Swords having to do with communications, intelligence. Six has to do a lot of times with the people closest to us. And learning, I'm going to say this one is about learning to communicate and working with the people closest to you. Do you know how hard it is for me not to bust out laughing right now?
Well, so far we've hit the nail on the head, apparently.
Yep.
Plant said my wife is afraid of getting bad cards dealt in a reading. I told her she should be fine as long as she counters the attack with Charizard. Haha, touche. I will say, Plants, that there are no bad cards in tarot, only happy suggestions of reflection. Right, Mary?
I would agree. The thing is, the tarot are keys to, you can discuss it as your higher self, our spirit guides, our deity. And Joan, we will draw a few cards for you in just a moment. But and they talk about what is. And that's sort of like saying the weather report is good or bad. We may or may not like the current weather, but the weather is. And if unfavorable weather is coming, we actually need to know so we can make plans for it. So, there are, and cards in a reading are always modified by the other cards in the reading. If you are using a specific spread, they're modified by what position they are in the spread. So one card is not bad. And even if a given reading says you are on the wrong path, this is like the guy with the flashing hazard sign in front of where they're digging a hole in the road. He's there to tell you you can't go safely any further this way.
I like to think of it as the fork in the road mentality.
So even if you get a message that says you need to change your course, it's not meant to be scary, it's meant to be helpful. So, all right.
He asked, okay, another question, not really a specific situation, just general information. Can tarot be used to confirm or clarify another form of divination? For example, if a pendulum indicates something, can tarot confirm or help you understand that answer?
Yes.
Yes,
It can.
but only if that person uses both of those practices.
And
I,
I work with both tarot and pendulums, so I have used them together.
and the other instance I would say is don't go to another reader after you've come to a reader and ask the same question to a different person. That never ends well.
And I will tell a story about that. And Joan, we're still going to draw cards for you. I was once doing a tarot fundraiser for Nashville Pagan Pride Day, and we had several readers just set up at long tables. And someone came and gave me their ticket and asked me a question. And she didn't like my answer. She just said, Mary, I'm sorry. I just don't like that answer. Like, I'm telling you what's here. She comes back a few minutes later, sits down at the reader next to me, and gives over a ticket and asks the same question. Darned if Yvonne did not even pull some of the same cards I pulled, and she got the same answer. And I didn't actually have anyone in front of me. We were kind of wrapping up, and I was trying to focus on my area. I'm starting to tidy up, count up my tickets. And she finally said, Go ahead and laugh, Mary.
I've had a similar situation. I read sometimes at a local LGBT bar in New York City, and somebody once came to me and goes, "I don't believe in tarot, but I'll give you $50 to do a reading and prove me wrong." Hand over your money, sir. All right. So, Joe, I think you will be our last human of the evening. So, all right. We said we were going to be here for 30 minutes. It's 52 minutes. Go us.
Go us.
All right. Joe, I pulled Temperance, Revolution, which is this deck's version of the Tower, and the Four of Wands. So I see a lot of the need for balance. And when I see the Tower, I think of it as sort of there are two options. There is the hole in the ground, and then there is to take the long way around, or you can jump in the hole. So there's the shortcut or the long way. So I see you having to make some very difficult choices. And to do that will require quite a bit of balance. But after you do all of that, there will be a lot of harmony and more relaxation after you've done whatever it is you need to do. So do that. And you won't be doing it alone. I pulled one extra card, which means you'll be doing it with others as a member of a team. That is it.
All right. So I pulled the 10 of lamps. So you are completing a cycle in your spiritual journey. I've got the 4 of cups. Cups are around relationships. The 4 is about discipline, hard work. So whatever is going on in your emotions, your relationships right now, there is a lot of hard work that's got to be done. And then finally, I pulled the Princess of Pentacles. So, in the matter, Pentacles could be your finances, it's the material realm. There is communication to be done in the material realm. You've got a lot of work to do right now. You finished one cycle, you're starting a new one. And honestly, I think that goes along with the tower that Brian pulled because something huge is changing. All right, let me take one. Joe, okay. I think Joe is going to be our last person. I want to thank everybody for joining us. We are, at least I am here Thursday nights at 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, and 7 Pacific with a guest to join me for Tarot Thursday. We love to get your questions. Love to have you join us in the chat with questions, either for readings or questions about tarot. Sir Brian, thank you so much for joining us. Please do take a look at our Kickstarter at witchstarter.com. We do need your support. And I will close us out with a brief blessing. Beloved Father God, beloved Mother Goddess, beloved ancestors, we thank you for granting us your wisdom and your insight this evening. Please bless us as we all go forth on our journeys. And as always, we love you and thank you for your wisdom. So might it be.
So might it be.
All right. I hope to see you all again next Thursday.